What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool coming to you from Colossal Boxing Talk, along with Smooth Cat, who's having technical difficulties. Fellow CBT brother is also on the hangout, and we got our Nolan's brother, fellow boxing head Tavares. Gonna let the people know a little bit about you, Tavares. I know you've been on a couple of these, but they might have forgot about you.
Hey, what's happening? It's Tavares coming out of New Orleans. I talk about this little situation with my CBT brothers.
And here it is, man. Everybody know, the boxing world know, if you haven't been under a rock or just haven't woke up. Breaking news earlier today around 11 my time. Oscar De La Hoya, the leader of Golden Boy Promotions, broke the news on Twitter that his cash cow, Canelo Alvarez, will step in the ring against Amir King Kong. And to no surprise of many, this fight was met with huge disappointment, highly scrutinized. And I'm gonna let our guest T start off and give his thoughts on the fight, and just his overall thoughts on the angle that Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo are looking at by choosing Amir Khan as his opponent for May 7th.
How can I start this? I think y'all pretty much know my angle on this fight. I think it's a clear duck. I think it's a clear and obvious duck. I think that Oscar doesn't want Canelo to go nowhere near Triple G at this point in time. I think this should. Let me bring this up because I had to kind of verify this. I made a video earlier about it. I had to verify it after I made the video, and it has been verified that Amir Khan is still with Al Haymon. Let's put that out there. Amir Khan is still signed with Al Haymon. So for all the people that said Al Haymon doesn't allow his fighters to go outside the stable and this, that, and third, and why do we have this fight if that's the case?
Exactly.
Why do we have this fight if this is the case? Amir Khan has never fought at 154, much less with middleweight, because 155 is a middleweight fight. This is for the WBC middleweight title. This is for the lineal middleweight title. And he's allowing Amir Khan to go out there and get his money. Now, don't get me wrong whatsoever. I have nothing against Khan taking this fight because he's in a win-win situation even if he loses. If he loses this fight, which I say he will lose this fight, but if he loses this fight, he still can drop back down to 147 and still have fights on the table for possibly winner or loser of Derman Porter. He'll still have a Kell Brook fight on the table. He will still have that Danny Garcia rematch on the table for him. So he's in a winning position even if he loses this fight. Canelo Alvarez, to me, this should. Now, don't get me wrong, you're going to have buku casuals and fanboys that's just going to look over what he's doing right now because they just sold on the kid or whatever. But this should hurt him, in my opinion, because you're not even facing a junior middleweight right now. You're not even facing a junior middleweight. You're facing a blown-up junior welterweight. This is Josecito Lopez 2, if you ask me. Real talk. This is Josecito Lopez 2 right now. You're facing a blown-up junior welterweight. The questions that need to be asked, Khan isn't known as a powerful, he's known as an accurate, fast puncher. That's what he's known to do. He's not a power puncher. So for him to jump up to middleweight, knowing that Canelo was just walking through everything Cotto threw at him, and Cotto is a much harder, much more respected puncher than Amir Khan. How does that even help you prepare for Triple G? And to bring up Triple G right fast, you got to think about it. If Khan somehow, by the grace of God, beats Canelo, do you think Khan is actually going to fight Triple G when he's his mandatory next?
No way. No way.
So this puts the middleweight division in a precarious position for the simple fact of the matter, like, this is not a fight that should be signed. This is a fight that shouldn't be even thought of. Period. This is not a fight that should be happening. And like I said, your casuals are gonna love it for name recognition. Don't get me wrong. You got Amir Khan, somewhat of a name. You got Canelo, probably the second, third biggest draw in the sport right now. You got Canelo, so you got the name recognition. It's gonna be a pay-per-view fight. Don't get it twisted. It's gonna be a pay-per-view fight. but it's a fight that makes no sense. In the grand scheme of things, it makes no sense because it's a clear duck. This is a duck fight. They did this fight to get Triple G out the way for a little bit. It's a voluntary, yeah, but Triple G and Canelo should be happening May the 7th, period.
Okay, well, let me jump in. I'm gonna let you go last, Mike, to close it out. Well, to close out this portion of the debate or the discussion. I am not as against this fight as you are, Tavares, and so many other of my boxing fam on Facebook. Are. I honestly, and I feel this in my heart, that Amir Khan has a real chance to not only make this fight competitive, but to win this fight. And I know the odds are really stacked against Khan because of his chin and his lack of focus throughout the duration of a 12-round fight. But Al Heyman, Virgil Hunter, Amir Khan had to know, or had to be 100% confident that he has a chance to win this fight, or they wouldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Amir Khan being that type of guy that's trying to cash himself out and just for the hell of it and taking a potential devastating ass beating. I mean, because one shot to the chin from Canelo that's clean, it could do some serious damage to Amir Khan. So I believe that he's thought about this. He's weighed the pros and cons on signing on the dotted line to take this fight, and I think that he has an honest chance to upset Canelo Alvarez the way that and listen to me when I say this, the way that Manny Pacquiao defeated Oscar De La Hoya. And I'm not saying that Canelo was shot, because by no means he's not shot, but De La Hoya's foot speed in that fight wasn't good. And we all know that Canelo, he's heavy, has heavy feet. He doesn't move them as well, but he has terrific head movement. But if Khan is clicking on all cylinders, that's definitely something to keep an eye out on. And also, you go to the Mayweather, Canelo fight, not comparing Mayweather and Khan, but it's similarities to it. They both have tremendous foot and hand speed, and that can pose a problem. But the main key for me for Khan is focus in his fight. Focus, because he has the physical ability, the quick hands, quick feet, very good jab. He has the height and the reach advantage in this fight. His main thing that's going against him and going into this fight is his chin and his focus. If he can focus and avoid the big shots, he has a real, solid chance at solid shot at defeating Canelo. But in terms of Canelo, I don't know if he's ducking Triple G, because like I said, we got a verbal agreement, but nothing that doesn't mean anything. Hell, even now signing on the dotted line doesn't mean anything for real. It just means that they signed the fight, but injuries happen, BS happens behind the scenes, so anything can happen. But I feel bad for Triple G, and I'm not to make him feel like a victim, because he can do things in his career to advance himself, but he's hell bent on becoming the linear middleweight champion. You can't argue that, but he has to wake up and see that eventually these guys are not going to fight him, and he's just prolonging what could be a great run at 168 by hoping and praying that he's going to get these guys at 160. And I hope that Canelo is different from these guys that have these titles, or different from the guys we looked up to at once, and they really showed their true colors as to not really being able to, or not being willing to face these guys that they say they was gonna fight. And when you look at it, I know I'm going long in this, but when you look at the overall thing, you kind of can see the foreshadowing of this happening now with Canelo, because as you all know, I think 3 or 4 years ago he was scheduled to face Paul Williams before Paul Williams had his unfortunate accident, and the guy who was scheduled to replace him, bonding, him, defeating Josecito Lopez was a smaller guy, but not as small as Josecito Lopez and Victor Ortiz. But we all know what happened with Victor Ortiz. And ever since that, Lopez won the fight and went up, I think it was 152. So maybe it was a little foreshadowing that, this was going to happen at some point in his career. And or for the last 4 or 5 fights, we've got nothing but, middleweight bouts that favor, Canelo Alvarez. And, it's disappointing because there are guys that, he could have fought. Yeah, they don't have a name recognition and a drawing power, but still they bring more credibility and they hold more weight, no pun intended, than Amir Khan does, Because really beating Amir Khan doesn't really do anything for Canelo's legacy and resume. It's just another name on this on the list of guys he's beaten. But a win over a Jacobs or somebody that's a legitimate middleweight who has power and skills to compete with Canelo would have taken him much further, and it's more of a litmus test to what he could potentially see in a fight with Triple G. Smooth Cat, take it over.
Earlier, like I said, I get how do I put this? I feel it's a good fight, but I don't feel that it should be for the middleweight championship. But at the end of the day, we know how the politics do their thing in boxing. So, okay, in this situation here, you got Canelo in a fight where if he loses this fight, and kind of like Tavares mentioned earlier, through the grace of God, if he end up losing this fight, hell, that derails every damn thing that they've been doing since the Floyd Mayweather loss. And it takes him all the way back.
Huh? That's because God don't like ugly.
He your brother, though.
My brother. True. My bad. Go ahead.
Something you kind of touched on that me and you was talking about earlier, like you say, when with Khan's speed and Canelo's lead feet, I mean, that's something you do have to factor in, that Khan could possibly box circles around him. But the thing with that is Khan has to watch out for counters. And like I mentioned earlier, Khan can't get hit with no clear flush hook from Canelo Alvarez, because more than likely if he get hit flush, he's going to hurt him. And as we know, fighting the smaller, he kicks the whole game. And just saying, what way are they going to look to attack Canelo?
In my opinion, this is what Khan is looking at. Khan has to throw no less than 500 plus jabs in this fight just to keep range and distance, because he's going to have the reach advantage in this fight. Amir Khan is going to have the reach. He's going to have to fight tall because he's going to have the tall advantage. He's going to have the height advantage, excuse me. He's going to have to stay on the outside. He's going to have to clinch when Canelo gets on the inside. He's going to have the footwork advantage. Canelo has left feet. It's known. Canelo can't cut off the ring. It's known. These are things that are known that Khan has to use in order to prolong this fight, much less win this fight. Because he can't. Khan's main problem is he likes to return fire. He'll stay in the pocket too long and like to fight. That's a big problem. Right. He's shown it plenty of times. That's how, if you remember, he got caught up against Marcus Maidana. He stayed in the pocket too long. He likes to exchange. Same thing with Chris Algieri. Stayed in the pocket too long, liked the exchange. He made that Algieri fight way harder than what it needed to be. Period. He made it way harder.
I agree with you 100% that with the Algieri fight. My only thing is kind of, I don't know, we kind of talk. It looked like I think he really overlooked Algieri, and he didn't expect that. Algieri, and it's not to make excuses for him, but he looked like he was like, okay, he can't hurt me, he can't do this, so I'm gonna fight this way, because he kind of reverted back to the old Khan a little bit in that fight, and so I'm like, what are you doing? But when you look at him before that, when he first got with Virgil, I mean, hey, he was looking sharp and crisp. Hey, I even had to make a video about it, how different he looked.
Yeah, he did. He did look different when he first got with Virgil. He did, but like I said, he'll revert back to when he's caught up. he'll revert back to who he was.
Right.
Like he's still he's still a work in progress with Virgil Hunter. He'll revert back to who he was. He has to fight a disciplined fight against Canelo. If he doesn't fight a disciplined fight against Canelo, he will get stopped. Khan gets too combination happy. Period. He gets too combination happy when he's in that pocket. Canelo is an underrated counterpuncher. A lot of people don't realize how good of a counterpuncher Canelo is. And when he throws combinations, he's throwing them to kill. Expect Canelo to throw a lot of body shots this fight to keep Khan in one place. This, I don't know, man.
You know what? Hey, like you say, that's another interesting element. Like you say, when I'm throwing the body shots, so he can keep Khan in front of him. But the thing is, with Khan, what he's gonna have to do is, he's gonna have to constantly, every time it look like Canelo is comfortable, he has to reset to make Canelo come right back to him. He has to do it all fight long.
Mm-hmm. He has to slop this fight up, make it an ugly, boring fight. If he makes this an ugly, boring fight and fight at his pace, and don't let Canelo dictate the fight. Fight at his pace. Fight a disciplined fight. Make it boring. Then I give him a great shot to pull out a decision because he's not stopping Canelo.
No, he's not.
Oh, he ain't gonna stop him.
No, he's not stopping Canelo. But if he strays off that game plan, if Canelo hurts Khan, I don't like that outlook.
I don't either. And see, I'm trying to visualize this fight as y'all discussing it because I see where Mike coming from, Smooth Cat coming from, and I see where you coming from, T. And I'm visualizing a combination of fights that I mentioned in other situations. And I mean, like I said, man, the key for me, the jab is a big key because if Khan can dictate the pace and distance that he wants, Canelo is going to have to, figure out, he's going to have to adjust. And and we've seen it a ample amount of times. If a guy who has the skills and the speed, and that's not just relying on speed only to win, it causes all kinds of problems for guys that are a little slower or whatnot. So if he's behind his jab and throwing intelligent combinations and not admiring his work, because we know Khan does that a lot. Smooth Cat, you didn't spoke on that in previous breakdown videos or hangouts or whatever it is. And Khan would just let 2 or 3 punches go, and he'd look at him, and then not even have his hands up, and then that's when he get caught. And you cannot do that against Canelo because Canelo has some serious, he can slip the hell out of some shots. See what he did against Khan. I mean, Trout, Laura a little bit. I mean, what he did against Kirkland, Cotto. I mean, Canelo has definitely made leaps and bounds and improvements as a fighter, but like I said, man, it's all about if Khan wants to do it. I mean, I know, if he gets stopped, he gets stopped. But don't get stopped by fighting stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don't get stopped by just not giving yourself a chance because you're trying to, man, if you got to stink that joint out and do what you got to do, then do it.
I agree. I totally agree.
If this fight where okay, if he at least landed 65% of his shots every round. So let me see. I think that's like 8 of 11, something like that. Maybe 8 of 12. If he only throws 12 punches a round, and he can land 8 of them, while you stopping Canelo from landing any damn thing, those are the type of rounds that he needs to have. He needs to, you want to slow Canelo's face down because Canelo want to come in and throw a lot of combinations. When he throw the combinations, move out the way. Hell, but you have to be assertive as well. So you got to get in there, and you're gonna have to bite down and throw your punches. But Connor's gonna have to kind of do not Devin. To do Canelo similar to what he was doing with Devin. Every time he lands his combos, move and get out the way, make him turn and get him off balance. So you still in the range.
One thing we fell to realize, one thing we fell to mention, fighting this particular style, we've seen Lara do it before. Does Khan get a decision fighting this particular style?
If he gonna have to leave his mark on, he gonna have to leave his mark on the fight. So basically, what I'm meaning is, we know Canelo is the bigger puncher of the two. So for Khan to get the decision, that means he gonna have to get in there at some times, and he gonna have to land in 4 and 5 punch combos and get out.
Man, I'm getting excited thinking about this fight, man. I'm sorry. I mean, a lot of people.
I'm not really up for this fight. I can't lie. I'm gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna watch it. But knowing how the foundation was laid for this fight and why this fight was laid out, like, let's not get it twisted. Two things here. On the Khan side, this fight, don't get me, it was a payday. It was a payday. He's been looking for a payday. He's been looking for those big names. He got probably the third biggest name in the sport outside of Mayweather and Pacquiao. It's a payday. Second of all, if he knows if he wins this fight, he has more leverage to possibly, not saying that it's going to happen, but possibly get Floyd out of retirement for a fight.
That's what's gonna happen. Cause not to jump in on you, but that's what you see the whole dialogue at the Garcia Guerrero fight between Khan. You heard what Mayweather said. Mayweather said something about fight somebody and win, and then I might come back out of retirement. Who do you think he's talking about? Fight his leftovers, and then you know what I'm saying. You know,
yeah,
I mean Canelo, and then they can talk.
This is a clear reason why Canelo taking that fight. This man. Excuse my French. This man will suck a dick to get Floyd out of retirement right now. Though.
He probably did. He probably had to do that. I mean, he sucked one already. He sucked Oscar to let him get it. I mean, he about to suck up on somebody.
Hey, Amir, we want to interview with you. Don't pay them no attention to what you sucking dick.
Nah, that's my twin.
Like the man.
This is not Big Cool's talking. This is twin brother. Big Cool had to go out for a minute.
This man.
You know what? Hey, quick question. Let's say when this fight happens, let's say Amir Khan gets a TKO victory. What does a TKO victory? Now, if he wins this fight, does Khan become the instant pound for pound #1 fighter in the world?
Hell no.
Hell no.
That's like if he get a TKO victory, man. That's like getting crossed. That's like, huh?
I said, for stopping Canelo, he don't get no consideration.
I thought you said top pound for pound, like #1.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if Khan stops or dominates Canelo, does he get consideration to be pound for pound #1?
No, hell no. He top 10. He top 10 though. I give him top 10 because shit, he dominating him and nobody think he get top 10, top 5. I give him that.
We talking Khan pound for pound #1 right now. All right, I spoke on this topic a while back. We don't even have Danny Garcia in the top 10 right now. And this is the guy that stopped Khan. With a better resume than Khan, that's more active than Khan. Sure. He's not top 10 pound for pound, undefeated. So for Khan to stop Canelo, he'll be #1 pound for pound. He'll get consideration, but #1, nah, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. No way in hell.
Right. Hey, it's kind of hard to say Danny's resume is just that much better because if you actually look at it, hell, they got damn near the same opponents on their resumes. Both of them do.
But he has the win over Khan as well. Let's not forget that he stopped Khan.
He do. And I give him that.
He stopped Khan. I mean, he stopped Khan, and at 147 right now, currently with Malignaggi and the Guerrero fight, he has a title now at 147. So at 147, he's done more than Khan at 147. Not to mention 140. So,
man, you make perfect points though, but I just don't know because I don't even think is Canelo in y'all top 10. He probably in mine. You know what I'm saying? But
Canelo's my top 10. He'll if I had a top 10, because I don't really do pound for pound. I pay attention to other people's and this, that, and the third, and I have certain fighters that I would consider. But right now, it's kind of hard not to put Canelo in a top 10 right now. It's kind of hard.
He's top 10, but a win over, man, he got the, I mean.
This does nothing for him. A win over Khan does nothing for him to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, and that's the type, like, you know, let's take it for college football real quick, or, you know, college football. You know how you remain, you know, survive a scarce to somebody you shouldn't have been, you know, even though it's different because, you know, they scheduled it, but he didn't have the fight come. But you know how you survive a scare to somebody you shouldn't even been. The game shouldn't even be close to.
Yeah.
You know how you get the voters, punish you by knocking you down a couple slots. That's what can if Canelo struggles with Amir Khan. I mean, that's what should happen because nobody told him to fight.
I don't.
Huh?
I don't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not changing my mind on the fight. I don't think Khan wins, but I do say this: Khan has every single ability to make this an ugly fight for Canelo. Everything that you would look for. The only thing that he doesn't have is the discipline. If he had the discipline, no telling how this fight would go. To be honest,
that's key to this fight. I swear, his discipline is the main key to whether he'll be a knockout victim or if he could potentially pull off the win.
Go ahead. What's that? I'm distracted a little bit.
Yeah, Khan has the physical attributes to make this an ugly fight. He has everything. He can box. He can do everything to make this an ugly fight and actually pull off a decision or a questionable fight. He can do that. But his head, where's his head?
And another thing why he's in a win-win situation? Because if he wins, of course, his stock goes through the roof, and then he can always say, you know what, man, I can vacate this title, let GGG fight whoever it is, and he can go and rematch Canelo. Depends on how the fight plays out. If he wants to do it, like, well, I beat him easily, I beat him again, double up, and if he pulled 2 victories off, we didn't see it happen where people ain't supposed to win these fights, and they end up doing it, and you find out that that's just a bad stylistic matchup for you, and you can't never figure it out. And 2 wins over Canelo, I know we jumping the gun a little bit, or I am, but I mean 2 wins over Canelo, and Khan sitting like, you know what, Floyd got to come out. I mean, out of retirement. I mean, he don't got to, but I mean, if he coming back, I mean, shit. Khan said, I beat the guy you beat once, twice, easy. And Pacquiao, Pacquiao gonna give him that fight then.
This is the thing. This is why I say that Khan is in a win-win situation, even if he loses. With the exception of Floyd Mayweather, if Khan wins this fight, he is the A side in every fight being offered to him. Clearly. Period.
Agreed.
If he wins this fight, he is the A side, no matter it's Brook, Porter, Thurman, Garcia. Even though Garcia beat him before, even if it's Garcia, he is clearly the A side when it comes to negotiations. That's if he wins this fight.
Yep, because Canelo victory is better than anything Danny has done, including my boy Lamont Peterson, since. I mean, well, shit, yeah. Canelo win holds way more weight than what Danny Garcia has done in the last few years, and that's just honest because he's jumping from 147 to 150 to middleweight. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, man.
If Khan becomes lineal middleweight champion, not only is he the A side, his ego is gonna be through the roof.
It's already through the roof now. He about to be like,
His ego is gonna be through. Do I see it happening though? Once again, no, I don't see it happening. I see. I don't. It's a winnable fight, but you talking about a guy that's gonna come in damn near cruiserweight fight night.
Man, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. Like I said, if this guy was walking through Cotto's punches, throwing combinations, and then let's not mention how defensively responsible Canelo has gotten. Canelo has improved. If you look at Canelo's fight, if you've been following his fights, Canelo has basically really shown improvement every single fight. Real talk. He's shown improvement. The only thing that Canelo lacks is footwork. His feet are just horrible.
Man, I'm telling you though, another thing, if Khan gets off to a good start and like a clear winner, like the first 4, 5, 6 rounds, I mean he can coast to it. I mean he can't coast, but I mean he can kind of get not relaxed but get composed or relaxed but in a good way where he's all right, he's still focused and everything he's seeing things more clearly now because he's gonna be nervous at the beginning of the fight. It's like a rookie in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see things faster than what they may be, but as the fight goes on, he gonna calm down and see things clearly. And Virgil Hunter, what you call him, the rat whisperer, whatever you call him, Smooth Cat, gonna be in there to whisper, sweet nothings in his ear to make sure he stay calm. And I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I hope if he do lose, I hope he don't get like I ain't like the fans in boxing talking about I hope he get the shit beat out of him. Nah, man, I ain't trying to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? If he lose, I hope it's a clean loss where it's nothing too damaging. I mean, and hopefully he lose by decision for real because I don't want to see him get knocked out. Because if he get knocked out, I have a bad feeling about this one.
I don't know a trainer right now with a harder skid than Virgil Hunter. Like as far as I heard today, didn't Golovkin and Wade get a go official?
Man, that's a BS fight right there.
I see that I can understand for the simple fact of the matter. This is this guy's mandatory. This is Golovkin's mandatory. Whether we like this fight or not, this is mandatory. You're supposed to fight your mandatory if you're a champ. So I mean, we may not like the fight, but I can understand the fight because he's getting his mandatory out the way.
I do too, but I just feel like the fight. I just feel like the fight we wanted, we was expecting, is not going to happen. Dominic Wade a few years ago when he's up on ESPN was a dude to watch out for. Big power. I mean, he struggled with Sam Solomon, who was really shot. I mean, he got the victory, but you can argue he lost. And then, he been in and out of, not to talk too much about his personal life, but I mean, that's dampened his growth and maturity as a fighter. Being in and out of prison or jail, whatever it was, But I mean, he can punch. I don't know how genuine his power is. But if his power is what it was when he was coming up, I mean, shit, he can land on Triple G and maybe. I don't know, but
don't get me wrong. This fight is, to me, this fight is maybe a year or two premature. But like I said, he is the man's mandatory. He is the mandatory. So if this is his mandatory and Triple G is fighting his mandatory, there's no way you can really hate on the fight because nobody else is fighting Triple G and he's knocking his mandatory out the way. So as much as I'm not in favor of Wade taking the fight, I can understand the fight. So I can't really badmouth the fight for the simple fact of the matter, it's his mandatory.
I'm not really necessarily bad-mouthing it. I just feel like, damn, it feel like GGG Monroe Jr. all over again. And although that Monroe Jr. is a better fighter at this stage than Wade is, it's like, why rush though? Why take an ass beating when you're not gonna get paid? I know the IBF title is on the line, but I mean, the way they're giving out these belts now, do these fighters really care about being a champion, or they just want to get strictly paid? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Like I said, not only is he a Virgil Hunter guy, he's another Al Heyman guy. Wade is another Al Heyman guy. Once again, this shows you Al Heyman working with another promoter twice in one day. Al Heyman making deals with two fighters. I just want to throw that out there. But the way I said, if you want the fight and you ask Al to make the fight, Al is gonna make the fight. He's gonna give you what you want.
Yep, that's why we finally got Porter Thurman, but go on, jump in, Smooth Cat, my bad.
No, goddamn, some of you said with it's like, okay, the situation. Honestly, no, Golovkin is so good. It's like before he even fights people, you like, okay, this ain't the dude for him. This ain't the guy to compete. And yes, we know more than likely. We know Golovkin is gonna knock Dominic Wade out. And it's just going to be what it's going to be. My only gripe is if Canelo Alvarez and Golovkin do not fight this year in September, then I'm going to have an issue. Because I look at it like this. Y'all both asked for intermediate fights, and y'all both verbally agreed that y'all should fight each other this year. So if they both renege on that, then most definitely they both should be taking the task. Like you say, this whether it or not, the biggest fight in boxing is Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin by any stretch of the imagination. No fight in boxing is bigger outside heavyweight unification fight, but no fight outside.
Are you breaking up, Mike? I can't hear you.
The only reason Canelo and Triple G ain't happening in May is because Golden Boy don't want it to happen.
And then another thing. Go ahead, T. I got a question for you.
I mean, that's it. I mean, the only reason Canelo and Triple G ain't happening May the 7th is because Golden Boy doesn't want that fight to happen. Going down, picking a welterweight to fight the middleweight champion is a clear sign that they don't want this Triple G fight right now. They don't want it. And it'd be different if Khan was somebody that I can see preparing Canelo for a Triple G fight. Khan is in no way a person that you would prepare for a Triple G fight with. He doesn't have the power. He's not a natural middleweight. None of the above. This is not the type of fight that you would prepare for Triple G for, period. So the only reason that Triple G and Canelo is not happening in May is clearly because Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, powers that be, don't want this fight right now.
All right, let me ask you a question, too. All right, this is about Triple G. It seems that Triple G is constantly getting passed up, whether it was when Sergio Martinez was the champion, Miguel Cotto was the champion, and now that Canelo Alvarez. I'm not going to put Canelo in that category fully because September's not here yet, and we don't know if they're going to fight or not. But it seems to me that why is Triple G so hell bent on? I know it seems like the obvious answer. Well, Doug be cool. He wants to be the lineal champion of the other division. But if you're constantly getting jumped over by these guys that doesn't belong in your division or has no intention on really fighting at full-fledged middleweight, why don't you just go up to 168 for a few fights until somebody real or whatever, until you really somebody really forced to fight you for that title? It's like he's just prolonging it. And I'm not saying him. When I say he, I'm speaking of he because he's the fighter, but I'm not saying it's him just saying, you know what, I'm not going to move up. I think he's getting advice from his team to stay at middleweight and prolong whatever it is, because Smooth Cat made a great video a few days ago where, simply stated that Team Golovkin is considering moving up later in the year. Yeah, potentially after the Canelo fight. But as soon as if he was to beat DeGale, he's going to move down back to 160. It's like why can't he do it for him and not the other guy that I'm not going to mention and who's no longer in that division? It's just like what is Team GGG motive behind the moves they're making? Understand the mandatory Dominic Wade, but I mean it's like is GG a great fighter or is he just a guy that's a tremendous puncher? You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't really seen him. And like Mike said, it's like every fight we see Golovkin in, we know the conclusion. It doesn't make it exciting to watch. I don't give a fuck if he got 100% KO ratio. Nobody want to see that all the time against subpar competition. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him against the Wards, the just Kovalevs, the Durrells, the DeGales, the whoever, to really say, you know what? Hey, he just verified why everybody's, been giving him all this love and praise. I just don't feel that, every time we see him fight, it's like, yeah, which round he gonna knock him out in this time? I mean, it's no thrill or no excitement in watching GGG in terms of, the suspense of, man, he gonna be in a real fight tonight. The last time I felt that is when he beat the fuck out of Martin Murray, and that was a one-sided ass whooping. And people was like, well, Murray, he lasted 11 rounds with him, so whatever. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm glad you brought this up. This is something I made a video on actually a couple of months ago. Anybody listening, check out the video on my page or whatever. But I like to call this the curious case of Triple G. Okay. I like to call it the curious case of Triple G. And I'm going to go off of something I said in the video. Triple G really needs to question his team. He needs to question the people leading his career. If you recall, even before the Canelo Cotto fight, I think I spoke to you directly about this. I said this: neither one of them was gonna face Triple G. Did I not say that? Yeah, you did tell me that. You did. I said neither one of these guys. If you look at the way things were posturing before the fight, when the topic of Triple G came up to each one of those guys, and then immediately after the fight, at that press conference. If you listen to Oscar De La Hoya, you can tell they had no intentions of fighting Triple G immediately. I said to a lot of people, and this is when you get your fanboys involved here, because I kept on telling these fanboys the smartest move for Triple G would have been to move up to 168, get the big fight with Andre Ward. Get that big fight with Andre Ward. Win or lose, just like Khan is doing right now. Win or lose, you beat Andre Ward, you're the lineal champion at 168, and you have that name on your resume. You lose, you go back down to 160. You still got titles at 160, and you still got possible fights you can make at 160. Get that payday. Either way, you get that payday. Now, Andre Ward has moved up to 175 for some reason or another. They say he can't make the weight. I think it's other reasons as well. Posturing. Now, you still talking about going up to 168 to fight James DeGale or whatever and moving back down to 160. Why? Why? You know you're not going. Billy Joe Saunders, excuse me.
All right, CJ.
But Billy Joe Saunders said, hey, I'm not ready for this guy maybe a year or two or something like that. Triple G is what, 34, 35?
Yep.
Like this
He'll be 30.
This dude is gonna be 36 before you know it. You ain't got no time to be waiting on people to fight you. You need to go out there and make your money. You need to go out there and make these fights. Get your money. Triple G could be fighting James DeGale next. If you would have did what I said he should have done when taking that Ward fight. Even if you'd have lost the Ward, at least at 160, more people would probably look at him as vulnerable because right now he has a cloak of invincibility on him. Yeah. Right now, people say, "Man, like I'm scared to take. Like he's getting everybody out here, yada yada yada, this, that, and the third. I might not want to fight this guy right now. You go up to fight Ward, win or lose with Ward or something like that. Ward might expose a couple of things. Hell, you might even beat Ward. I wouldn't say it happened, but you might even beat Ward. Either way, you come back down to 160. More people will probably be willing to face you.
What I feel is that it's so many of these fans, and everybody do it to a certain extent because you got your favorites, and sometimes your biasness get in the way of your view. But I mean, I think us three pretty much we good at keeping our favoritism out of when we discussing these guys or our favorite fighters. But there's so many excuses to why Triple G, and this is not at him directly, but it's just so many excuses to why he's able to constantly. Yeah, you want to fight, you want to stay busy. Who doesn't? But when you look at his resume and match it up, once it's all said and done, if he continues on the path that he's going on, or even if he fights a DeGale and a Darrell or what, is it really gonna hold weight to Carl Froch, to Andre Ward, to Sergey Kovalev, hell, to even John Pascal? I mean, shit, even Chad Dawson. I mean, is it gonna hold weight when you say, man, that is an all-time great fighter? No, it's not, and that's not a knock on Triple G. But I'm saying, it's like you said, he got a good 3 to 5 years. He fights active, fights a lot. He doesn't take a lot of punishment. So 3 to 5 years to really get going. But eventually, Mother Nature or Father Time, whatever the fuck I said, Mother Nature, Father Time, Mother Nature, all of it, they're gonna get, it's gonna get to you. It's gonna get the best of you, and he's just now gonna be fighting these guys, and then he's like, damn. Triple G wasn't that good. When his team is gonna really be the reason why, we held him back too long, and then they took the training wheels off, and now he ain't the same fighter, so he taking L's left and right, or every other fight he get beat down, or he's stepping up in competition and he, struggling. I mean, I just feel like, man, his team is doing him a disservice. He's doing himself a disservice at time by holding on. He got that Manny Pacquiao effect, that syndrome where. Anything that his management says goes. Like, no, you gotta man up and say, you know what, I want Ward. I might take this ass whooping, but you know what, I'm gonna be a better fighter for it. And
K2 is hurting his career. K2 is doing way more harm to Triple G's career as we speak than helping him.
HBO ain't helping him either. That Mexicans down shit, man. Like, come on, man. They put you bringing money to them. Yeah, they bringing money to you too, but come on, man. Fighting on HBO don't guarantee you no fucking Hall of Fame spot, no all-time great status. That shit don't mean a damn thing if you're not fighting and beating the top guys. I don't give a fuck. He can fight 30 motherfuckers. He can fight 30 motherfuckers in a row.
Right now, considering considering how much HBO is paying fighters and everything else, I mean, yeah, you get more viewership and everything else. But that being said, you can make more money and get even more viewers fighting in the PBC than you will HBO.
Yeah, because everybody can't afford to pay for the HBO shit. Man, Smooth kept going, man. We've been going in too long. I've been talking too much, but I just feel like, damn, it has to be said, man. I don't feel.
If you look at the PBC right now, at least you got Daniel Jacobs and Peter Quillen. HBO is trying to find fighters for you to fight.
Exactly. I mean, and then they rushing these fights instead of they rushing Lemieux and Monroe Jr. to fight Triple G, but they ain't rushing Triple G to fight Ward or
The
whoever
Lemieux
else.
fight was a joke. I said it before that. This is another fight I said was a joke before it happened. If you recall, I said the Lemieux fight was a joke for the simple fact of the matter. You already knocked out Marco Rubio. You already knocked out Rubio. You knocked him out. The same dude that stopped Lemieux, you're gonna try to put on pay-per-view to sell to people like, hey, this guy's a danger. This guy's a challenge. Yada yada. You already knocked out the guy that knocked him out, and you expect people to really believe that?
And honestly, man,
not to reflect in the pay-per-view numbers.
Man, and honestly, David Lemieux is not a good fighter.
He's not. He's not
a good fighter at all. He's
not.
not. He can punch. That's it. And that's
he's a C+ guy to me.
But go ahead, Smooth Cat.
I'll say this with Golovkin. I mean, like I say, the way the middleweight division is working out, his goal of becoming the undisputed middleweight champion, it's not gonna happen. It's not. I mean, as much as I would like to see it, it ain't gonna happen. So what he's gonna have to do is, and I mean, right off top, hell, I mean, it don't even make sense to waste time. Instead of going to fight Dominic Wade right now, you can cancel that fight. Go ahead and move up and wait Germany and go knock out Arthur Abraham.
Yeah.
Abraham
already has a fight. Abraham
Ramirez.
James DeGale has a fight right now, though.
Well, what you say, Tavares?
I said James DeGale ain't under a contract right now. He ain't got a fight right now.
Right, but see, now that's the thing. DeGale is like he's the big dog at 168 now. So the best thing to do is that's if K2 do this the right way. Go get Abraham's belt.
Abraham got a fight right now.
Yeah, he fighting what's his name? Gilberto Ramirez, the top ranked prospect that fought. I mean, he's solid.
We're gonna do
Ramirez.
Yeah, that dude.
Which I forgot Ramirez in that fight.
Yeah, I think he can win.
I'm picking Ramirez in that fight.
Man, you know what, man? It's so many guys that Canelo. I mean,
you got a lot of holes. That's the only thing with Ramirez.
Huh?
The holes in this game.
Yeah, he ain't ready yet, but I mean, he can probably beat him. But man, like I said, go finish on what you're saying. But there's a lot of guys at 168 that Golovkin can fight. But finish your statement.
Well, yeah, like I said, hell, I mean, you got to go up and wait. Unify 168. Because it's obvious if you look at middleweight what's going on. Billy Joe Saunders, Billy Joe don't want to fight him. Billy Joe, you asked for $12 to $14 million to fight Gennady Golovkin, and I don't even think you made $2 million in your career. You want $12 million on top of. I mean, come on, man. Hey, everybody got ludicrous. They want buku amount of money for the risk, and he's a draw, but he ain't bringing in all the big cash money like that. So he can't afford to give somebody no $2 million and then think he gonna get 15 to 20 million.
Man, honestly, man,
will get him to that stage.
Right now, in my opinion, Golovkin trying to be undisputed at 160 is a pipe dream. Because even if he gets, let's just say, the winner of Canelo Khan in the ring, there's no way he's getting Billy Joe Saunders in the ring. No way whatsoever.
It ain't gonna happen. Hey,
getting these fighters from the UK in the ring. I mean, we've been talking about
they gonna have to put a gun to Billy Joe Saunders' head to make him take that fight.
He might as well die.
Let's look at Kell Brook. Let's just use Kell Brook for example. Outside of Sean Porter, who has Kell Brook fought of relevance in a deep 147? This is a deep 147.
Nobody.
Outside of that, who has
nobody? And I've been mentioning that a lot.
Carson Jones.
Nobody of relevance.
Yeah.
Like right now, you got Errol Spence looking at eliminators just to try to get to this dude. This dude has been challenged by Keith Thurman. This dude has been challenged by he's been challenged for a rematch with Porter.
Porter said
Joe Dan.
Porter said yesterday he'll go to the UK. He'll go to the UK to face.
Thurman said he'd go to the UK. Spence said he would go to the UK. Like he's fighting nobody of relevance. But that just shows you how hard it is to get those UK or those European fighters over here, or to get a fight with those UK fighters. It really is. So to really imagine Billy Joe Saunders coming to America or Triple G going to the UK to fight for that title, if Billy Joe Saunders don't want that fight, it's not gonna happen.
That's pretty much it. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you like this. This what got me when I saw the interview where Billy Joe Saunders and Chris Eubanks Jr. was arguing. And Billy Joe said, well, Gennady Golovkin will beat my ass and beat your ass in the same night.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, I ain't hear that shit. I ain't seen that shit.
I remember that, man. I couldn't
I was
believe
like, wait. I don't think I ever heard no fighter come out and say no shit like that.
That's funny as fuck. That's some funny shit, man.
That's why I refrained from saying Billy Ho Saunders. 78 Sports TV got everybody saying Billy Ho Saunders. But it's true. And the thing about it is, it's crazy. I don't know if you've seen the video, but Billy
the crazy part is 78. Hey, he did. He actually did 78. And hey, shout out to 78 for sticking to his word on that. Because at the end of the day, you said that right, he is right. And the crazy, like you say, Billy Joe Saunders is a pro fighter, and I seen a few people they got kind of upset because he called him a coward. But at the end of the day, what grown-ass competitive man says, not only will this guy kick my ass, he'll beat your ass too. He'll beat our ass in the same night.
And you know what? Like, crazy thing, even though he's not ready for it, I think Eubanks would take a fight with Triple G. Even though he's not ready for it, I think Eubanks would.
I think Eubanks is talking. I think Eubanks trying to get famous. He ain't. I don't think he'll take that fight. I don't.
Think if the offer is
I do not think he'll take that.
I think he would. I think if the offer was right, if they presented it to him, Eubanks would. I see Eubanks taking a fight. I think I see Eubanks taking a fight with Triple G before Billy Joe Saunders.
Man, I just want to see Triple G take a fight with somebody that can.
What precedes the offer being right?
I mean, you can't be now. If they say Big Cool, if I was just hypothetically say Big Cool, you know, I want. Hey, would you like to fight Triple G? Of course, I would. How much is the money? Let's say they throwing out $250,000. I said, hell no. I can't fight him for no $250,000. I mean, I might not get $1 million, but you're gonna have to. I mean, $750,000, $800,000. I mean, that ain't a lot to ask. I mean,
you got to think. The fight 9 out of 10 times, if he were to fight Chris Eubanks Jr. right now, the fight would happen in the UK. So you got to put that in consideration. For the simple fact that wherever you have that fight is going to sell out. You got Triple G in the UK. But the thing about it is, you are going to be considered the draw for the simple fact no matter this is in your backyard.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be the draw, and he gonna talk the fight up. He gonna probably earn himself about $2-3 million because they got the UK pay-per-view or whatever it is. I mean, he gonna secure. I mean, you can't be mad at these guys. I mean, I ain't saying $14 million because if Billy Joe Saunders was to pull that off, hey, hey, props to him. You ain't gotta win the fight in my book. You get $14 million to fight Triple G. Shit, you done won enough right there. You can retire off that damn one.
The is they offered him like somewhere around $10 million though. That's the
I took that bitch then. I don't give a fuck. He whooped me in your ass same night. I mean,
I can't confirm it, but that's the rumor. They offered this man damn near $10 million to fight Triple G.
Shit, you offered me $10 million to fight anybody.
even 10 million. If it's not 10 million, half of that. If I'm Billy Joe Saunders and they offer me $5 million to fight Triple G, I'm taking that fight.
Hell yeah, I'm taking it, man. I'm like, fuck my promoter, man. Like, go on, fax me over that damn
How much of a
contract.
coward the man is, though.
Man, I'm taking.
Because he's a coward. He's a coward. This man is in your division. He's a title holder just like you. Once you hold that title, world champion, no matter what organization you in, world champion. If another champion pulls your card, hey, let's do this. Let's unify these belts.
It's kind of like
you work a negotiation or something, but you don't come out and say this man will whoop my ass and your ass in the exact same day. That's a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, shit. He said, with $5 million, shit, what a country can get there? And I'm not just signing to get the money. I'm gonna go in there and try to whoop GGG's ass for real, like straight up. It ain't gonna be none of that. Oh well, looking like Curtis Stevens. Fuck that. I'm about to go in there and goddamn try to put these hands on GGG in the worst way. Let that nigga know. But I don't know, man. For real, niggas turn down that much money. Shit.
It's stupid, bro. It's stupid. But the simple fact of the matter, like I said, you are a champion. You're a title holder. You are a title holder. You are in a sport. You're in a contact sport. You are a boxer, fighter, however you want to say it. This man wants to fight you. He's willing to pay you at least $5 million to fight you. And you say you clearly just show everybody you're afraid of this man.
I don't get that, man. I don't get that. I don't get that at all, man. Like you've been fighting your whole life. You've been fighting some guys that's talented or whatever before Triple G, and then you get paid $5 million. You like, you know what?
And you should have heard the excuse. The excuse that he used, he was like, "Well, 78 doesn't understand. These fans understand. Every time I step in the ring, I put my life on the line. I can walk down a block and see niggas that fight each other every fucking day for free, and they put their life on the line every single day they fight. You understand?
Every time we get in the car, we put our life on the line, man.
At least you're getting paid for it. At least you're getting millions of dollars to do this.
Hell yeah, it's niggas out here, like you said, man, that want to fight for fun. Like, man, fuck that, man. $5 million. Man, I'd be in the best shape. I'd be at the weigh-in early. I'd be at the arena early. I'd be
what I take an ass for $5 million.
Look, I drive GGG to the fucking arena because I make sure I like, yeah, hey, bro, you ain't pulling no muscle, nothing like that shit, because I need this check. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that, man.
For $5 million, I'll fight. For $5 million, I'll fight Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua at the same time, knowing I'm gonna get knocked out.
Nah,
but I'll still do it.
I don't know about all that. That's crazy talk. All three at the same time, they swinging at me. Hell no. One of them three. I take one of them three. I ain't taking on three of them motherfuckers. You end up dead.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you like this: when the first swing, I ain't gonna get up again.
Well, shit, your chin might be better than what you think, though. You take that shot, you ain't going down. Shit, the next one coming at you. You know what I'm saying? Shit, yeah, you.
I'm gonna tell you like this: when I get hit, I'm gonna drop.
Mike, you gonna be competitive. Nah, you gonna hit. Look, you gonna take that shot. You like, damn, they don't hit as hard as that. I thought they did. Shit, let me go and try to fuck that. You gonna try to fight back, and then it's gonna, cause we gonna all fight back, man. We gonna all try to.
No, you gonna naturally defend yourself.
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Natural. That's instinct. You gonna try to defend yourself.
Hell yeah, cause you like, damn, that nigga hit me like a bitch. What the fuck? Where he hit me like I ain't shit. Nah, not them three. One of the three though. Joshua Wilder. I pick Fury though, for real.
I'll take Fury out that bunch. I'll take Fury.
I go to the UK and run up on Fury and like, what up, dog? For real.
Me being 5'10", 5'11" I can't reach Fury's head without jumping. So I ain't gonna fight the one I can't reach without jumping.
I'm 6'3", so yeah.
I'm about 6'4", 6'5", so I can reach it. Shit. Honestly though, I fight Wilder. It'll be a big Alabama fight, man. If I ever got to boxing, man, and the skills develop like that, I have his ass come to Huntsville. We'll fight at the VBC. Shit, broadcast that bitch on fucking HBO Showtime and shit. I ain't gonna lie, I be having dreams about this shit sometime, man. Like I fighting and everybody, you know.
Not to change the subject, I want to bring this up right fast. Speaking of Wilder or whatever, did y'all see him on the WWE last night?
I seen the little video. I don't watch wrestling like this no more, but I seen him, man.
That's a good look, man.
Yeah,
that's a good look.
Hey, he need to I mean, shit.
They are doing Wilder. Wilder has the charisma needed to really bring attention back to the heavyweight division. So does Fury. Like it's something I don't know what it is about Tyson Fury, but it's something that I like about this dude, man. You got two charismatic heavyweights, something we ain't had in a long time. And if they continue on the route that they're going right now, building up this fight, this is gonna be the biggest heavyweight fight probably since Lewis Tyson, if you ask me.
Until Joshua come in, and then they gonna top that fight. I mean, I don't know if he got the demeanor to like really go out there and whatever. But I don't know, man. Like I said, man, I'm gonna say it on this hangout while we live. I'm rooting for Deontay Wilder. Yeah, he a fellow Alabamian. I mean,
I ain't saying this because I'm American. I'm not saying it as a bias or anything like that. But looking stylistically, I would favor Deontay Wilder over both of them. Stylistically.
I'm rooting for Wilder and Joshua. I don't care that much about Fury, honestly. I'm rooting for Wilder and Joshua.
I think he stops Fury.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I think he stops Fury. But Joshua, blood boxing said it himself. And I've been thought about it. And it's funny that this man is back in the news today or whatever. Well, since like he announced he's coming to retire. But Joshua reminds me of a Frank Bruno. That's exactly who he reminds me of. His build, he's taller, don't get me wrong, but his build and everything else, he reminds me of a Frank Bruno. But the problem is is having so much muscle, and you see it. You've seen it in the Dillian White fight. He kind of fights robotic.
Well, it take him a minute to warm up. Yeah, take him to warm up.
Yeah. Whereas you have a Deontay Wilder that'll have a longer reach and athletic.
But that's if Deontay Wilder chooses to fight like he did against the Vern. If he did like that, Spitzilla, whatever dude name is, man. I mean,
dude is an awkward fighter though. That's the thing. I said that was gonna be a tough fight for because dude is very. I ain't here southpaw. Dude is awkward as shit, but Deontay did what we thought he was gonna do. He got him out of there.
Not the way we thought though. We thought he'd stop him, but he erased that nigga. I mean, he was like, brutal. I was like, whoa. I was like, you know what? He land on anybody. I don't care who it is.
If Deontay Wilder lands the right shot on any heavyweight in this division, it's lights out.
And that's if your chin is not strong, any clean shot. I mean, it's like you might as well go and say, good night. I mean, Spitzilla had a good chin, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was knocked. Wasn't he knocked out by Jennings?
Who?
Spitzilla.
Yeah. He got stopped on the ropes.
And you see, he got stopped on the ropes by Jennings, and you see what that power from Wilder did, just straight up like.
What people fail to realize, I don't know if a lot of people realize that, but I think Wilder's last, 5 or 6 fights, all of them ended up in the hospital numerous days, bro.
And then another thing, I don't think Wilder's chin is as bad as people think it is.
No, I don't think so at all.
I think he can take a good shot, man.
I've seen him take some shots. You're in the heavyweight division. First of all, the heavyweight division has the hardest punches, bar none, than any division.
Yeah.
You're in the heavyweight division, and we've seen Stavern hit him flush. We've seen several fighters since then hit him flush. I don't think that chin is as questionable as people make it out to be, man. I really don't.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, every time you fight, I be nervous. I be like, cause you got some extra, you got like, cause like I said, being from Bama, I pull extra hard in the home for him. You know what I'm saying? And just every time I see him take a shot, it's like all fighters kind of have a reaction when they get hit by a good shot, whether they are either off balance or they take a step back. I see it with GGG. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, damn. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, GGG hurt. But it just be like, no, you ain't. That's just human reaction. To step back when you get hit, because you got to be really a crazy motherfucker to just keep coming forward. And you got hit with a clean 1 or 2 clean shots like in a row. I mean, you step back to regain your senses and okay. But man, I honestly think, man, if Joshua not up next, and if Wilder can get by Povetkin, who I think people overrating Povetkin, but then this can come back. This can come back and bite us in the ass though, because Povetkin could easily just go in there and just straight up show Wilder some things that he ain't seen before. I
got questions about Povetkin, son.
He's soft, man. I think he's soft.
It ain't that he's soft. I just got questions about Povetkin. I think I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to start no room. I got questions about Povetkin. Why this fight hasn't happened yet? Because you
Man,
got this. Is,
I know it. I
Go
know
ahead.
what you're alluding to. I know what you're alluding to. I ain't gonna say it either. We can talk about this off air. And when I say soft, I don't mean like physical. Mentally, he's soft.
Yeah,
I
think.
mean,
Oh yeah,
he checked out of that.
And the Vlad fight.
Yeah, he checked out of that shit early. Once he got knocked down, he's like, "Fuck that." You know what? Nope.
But
And
a lot of people would pick Povetkin for that fight. I got Wilder stopping Povetkin.
yeah, I do because he went to fucking hell and back with fucking Marco Huck, who's a good fighter, very good fighter. But you see what happened to him. I mean, I don't know if he took dude for granted or not, but I mean, that chin was checked.
I picked him to stop Huck, and I was surprised that it happened. And I picked him to stop Huck.
I just think that Povetkin ain't all that, man. He should have lost to Eddie Chambers back in the day. You know, I think that Povetkin, Povetkin don't like aggressive fighters, and I don't know anybody that really does. But I tell you this, this is what I always stated, and Smooth Cat can attest to it. I always stated that Deontay Wilder fights up to his competition and fights down to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because people, I was like one of the only ones that picked Wilder. I think from CBT to I was the only one that picked Wilder from CBT to beat Stavern. You know what I'm saying?
If you remember, I picked him.
No, yeah, you did pick him, but you know, like, I mean, when that jab working, man, and he fighting confidently.
If he starts working that jab and he gets comfortable, that's it. That's all he needs to get comfortable. Because right now he's got one of the longest reaches, if not the longest reach in the heavyweight division. Plus he's athletic. And the scary thing I keep on telling people about Deontay Wilder, this man has not reached his ceiling yet.
And you know what they say about heavyweights? Heavyweights are always late bloomers, and they don't really hit their prime until they're about 30, 31.
Deontay Wilder is not in it. That's why I said he's not in his ceiling yet. Deontay Wilder is not in his prime. He's not in his prime. Deontay Wilder's what, 27, 28? This man is not.
He's 30.
He 30 now?
Yeah,
this man is not in his prime. He's still not in his prime.
Yeah, honestly, this might sound crazy, but when he about 33, 34, that's when his prime gonna hit in terms of the seasoning of his skills. The athletic ability will start to deteriorate, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit because just running, you know, being athletic, you know, training and shit like that. But in terms of his mental ability, if he doesn't take a lot of punishment and he sharpens up the skills, that's the prime I'm talking about. Because, you know, once the athletic ability starts to deteriorate, you're going to have the skills, and the jab is going to always be his best friend in that right hand.
Even if his athletic...
The main problem with Wilder is Wilder has to listen to his corner. That's Wilder's main issue.
A lot of people are not familiar with Mark Breland.
He need a new trainer, man.
A lot of people are not familiar with Mark Breland, man. And the thing, y'all remember when I made this post? I said this a while ago. Deontay Wilder would be Emmanuel Stewart's Picasso.
Yep.
If y'all remember when I made that post,
yeah,
and I thought about it, he would be that man's Picasso.
Damn, I would love to see that shit too, man. Man, he would have forced. You see how he demanded greatness from Vlad, even though Vlad didn't always go out rock'em sock'em fights, but he demanded greatness in training camp. He demanded greatness in moments of the fight. I mean, he would have demanded greatness from Deontay Wilder, where, you know, it's none of that bullshit. Either you're gonna do it my way, or you can be like Jermaine Taylor, you can be like Miguel Cotto, Chad Dawson. I train you, you get the hell on gone.
And the thing about it is, with Deontay Wilder, like he wouldn't have those problems out of Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's a guy that wants to improve. Like you can tell in his interviews and stuff, when he committed himself to boxing, he really committed himself to boxing. And he wouldn't have Emmanuel Stewart wouldn't have those problems because Deontay Wilder would be a listener. He would be the Picasso. Deontay Wilder is still a blank canvas as of right now because, like I say, he hasn't hit his ceiling. He's not hit his ceiling. Mark Breland has done a great job with him thus far. I mean, the first thing he did was establish that jab, which Mark Breland, if you remember from the amateurs on, Mark Breland had a good jab. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, he did. One of the best out there.
Mark Breland always had a great jab. So, like I said, if Emmanuel Stewart was alive today and he had somebody like a Deontay Wilder under his wing, man,
Yeah, man. I mean, and then I seen Lennox Lewis trying to show some things to Wilder in terms of how to keep his jab at not even where he don't have to always fully extend. He keep it like midway where it's just easy, pow pow pow. It ain't like bringing it all the way back, bringing it from the chin, trying to shoot it from that far distance. Yeah, I think he had him at midway and was trying to show him some things. So man, I don't know, man.
If you look at how he knocked out Spilka, that was maybe a 6-7 inch punch. That was a 6-7 inch right cross.
That landed.
It landed flush and it turned my man inside out. I mean,
like my whole thing with Wilder has always been like a lot of his power comes from leverage because he has such a long reach, and he comes so far back with a lot of his right because he swings wide a lot.
Yeah, I hate that.
Leverage, when it connects to you, your license is going out because he has that leverage and that height and that natural power. That punch right there deteriorated. It totally destroyed everything I thought about Wilder. For the simple fact of the matter, it was so compact that when he hit him, he did that much more damage than we probably ever seen him do in a fight. That destroyed the whole argument on that leverage. Deontay Wilder's power is insane.
It's like watching him. It's like you felt like you got knocked out. Really, when you was just talking about, I felt like my head got light. Like, oh damn, did I get punched? You know what I'm saying? Watching him somebody get knocked out like that is like, damn. Like you felt like some joke go through your body because it was unexpected the way it happened. And he was like, damn. Like he's watching a scary movie. Like, did that shit just happen? And I thought the man was dead for real. And then he almost caught him to his knee. You know how he almost called him to tear his knee up too, because he, the leg got caught on the side and he went back down. I was like, oh, this nigga got knocked out and a torn ACL. So thank God, he was all right. But I was like, man, that motherfucker dead, cuz. I was like, shit, I ain't gonna better watch boxing for a while after this.
Dude, that was the scariest knockout I've seen in a couple of years, man.
Knockout of the year so far. I don't think nobody's gonna be able to top that.
I don't think nobody's gonna be able to top that.
Hey,
except when he knocked out Povetkin.
The crazy part about it is, with it being so early. Hey, with it being so early on in the year, now watch somebody have a knockout that's scarier than that. That's the crazy part.
It's gonna be
yeah, he gonna knock out Povetkin. Even worse.
It's gotta be a knockout we don't see coming. It's gotta be a fight It's gotta be a fight or a knockout that we just don't see coming. Like there's gotta be a fight later on this shit that's gonna happen that we didn't see coming, or it's gonna be a knockout that we just didn't see. Like two guys that we would probably think that is gonna go the distance and one punch, pretty much.
Watch it happen in the Porter Thurman fight. Watch.
In March, we gonna see a brutal KO.
Huh?
I said in March we gonna see a brutal KO.
With Thurman and Porter.
I hope it ain't war.
You know what? I still ain't made up my mind on that fight.
I'm Porter all the way. Fuck Thurman. No, I'm just joking. I like Thurman still, but I'm Porter all the way. Porter, like I told you, Smooth Cat and JG Mouth and all them in the CBT group message. Porter has been working his way for this. He's been fighting for this. Preparing himself for this type of fight. Keith Thurman has it. You don't fight Collazo. You don't fight Bundu. You don't fight Guerrero, even though Guerrero was better when he fought him. You don't fight those guys, those Diaz's guys, and preparing for Sean Porter. Sean Porter fought Broner. He fought Alexander. He fought Malignaggi. He fought the Eric Bonet. I mean, he's been consistently challenging himself in different ways, and he fought to kill Brooks for this moment. I'm telling you, man, I see Porter on a special streak, man. I ain't saying he's the best fighter out there, but Porter loves boxing, and he knows what he's gonna do. It's 10 o'clock. March 12th.
I still.
Hey, let me come in real quick. Now, you mentioned Eric Bonet, and don't get me wrong, Eric Bonet, he's a tough little customer, but I mean, do you actually rank Eric over Julio Diaz?
What you say?
I said, do you rank Eric Bonet over Julio Diaz?
Yes. At the stage that when they were fight, I mean, man, that was a shitty ass fight. Man, we all know that Julio Diaz had no shot or had no no business being in the main event on Showtime, man. I mean, Porter fought the better version of Julio Diaz twice and had fits, and that made him better for when
I
he
mean,
whooped Alexander's
the
ass.
loss to Algeria, which to me, Algeria has improved under John David Jackson. So,
dramatically.
It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say for me right now.
I'm
But
just
I would probably put Bonet over Diaz as of right now. I would.
Yeah, because I mean, he would have been able to give Thurman a better fight than Diaz did. Yeah, he might have stopped him.
I'll say this: I think if Thurman fought Eric Bonet, I don't think that would go past 2 rounds.
Hell no, man. Hell no. That shit gonna go about. Man, see, man, that's what we think. See, that's how we always end up thinking like, and it's nothing negative towards you, see, Smooth Cat, because I think like that too. Like when I thought about John Molina, I was like, man, he better get his ass whooped by Matisse. Yeah, he eventually got stopped, but it was like, damn, he dropped his ass twice. He beating the fuck out of Matisse.
Yeah, he beat the world Matisse, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's really hard to gauge these guys you don't know for real, or the guys you think you know. Lucas Matisse is overrated as hell, and I'm gonna say, he's overrated as hell. I don't care if he had close losses to Zab Judah, Devin Alexander. You know, eventually, if you do the good, you can get over the hump.
My whole thing with Matisse, especially with the especially not to discredit his knockout over Peterson. I think Peterson came into that fight scared myself. I think he came in there with like, oh man, like I gotta watch out for this guy's power, yada yada yada. It's more of how they built him up that put fear in Peterson that fight, and he got caught. But
I don't know. You know what? With the Peterson fight, I think
Peterson was scared coming into the fight. That's just me.
Shit, I don't know.
I think Peterson was scared coming into that fight. But if you remember, I did pick Danny over Lucas Matisse.
I did too. Me and Smooth Cat's the only one.
I remember you picked him.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody, because as soon as that fight, I was like,
I caught flack for it. You picking that? Yeah.
Everybody like Garcia. The guy that got lucky against Khan. He's gonna beat Matisse. Man, I looked at Matisse. I was like, bro, ain't nothing special about Matisse but the power.
No, there's no special effects with Lucas Matisse.
He's the most overrated fighter in boxing, and I might get flack for it. I hope I get flack for it because I can explain why. He is overrated as hell. If he can't stop you, I mean, his skills are solid. And me and Smooth Cat went back and forth because
he's a mediocre boxer. Like, he can box a little bit. He's a mediocre boxer, but he relies on his power to get you out of that.
He ain't looked good at all since Garcia. He ain't even look good against Garcia.
That's what I'm saying. Since that fight, where Garcia took him, because Danny beat him up.
Beat his ass. Took his soul. I mean, he ain't look good. I mean, he looked good against knocking out Mike Dallas. You can knock out Mike Dallas. That nigga was jumping like a frog. Shit, he jumped right into a punch, and that nigga was down. Mm-hmm. I mean, he looked okay against Zab Judah. I mean, he came on late, got a late knockdown. Then you can say he won the Devin Alexander fight. It was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? I personally scored it for Devin, but hey, who's counting? You know? And then, I mean, he quit against Postal.
Yeah, he did.
You're supposed to get up and take that ass whooping like a man.
He quit against Postal.
I mean, get up and then. I mean, it's ways to quit without quitting you. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. It's ways to make that shit not be obvious. It was so obvious that this motherfucker just like, get up, man, take a shot. Like, all right,
he gave, and then it came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
And then he had a nerve to sit down on his knees, smiling. Bitch, I hate that. I hate when motherfuckers lose. They end up dapping people up, smiling. Ain't nothing funny about losing, man, and quitting. Or getting your ass be blown out of a game and then bro. She's out. No, man, you laugh when the cameras ain't around.
He definitely quit against Postal.
And I called that fight too. If you watch my video, I called Postal over Matisse too. I
thought Matisse was gonna stop him. I really did.
And I was leaning my video. I said I want to say late TKO, but I wasn't sure that he had the power. But you know what he did to him? I gotta watch that fight when I get off this hangout again.
He boxed him.
He did what he did against Aiden. You know what I'm saying? When he finally he two-pieced he slashed his ass up before he got the stoppage. Man, Post was something serious, man.
Yeah, Post was a hell of a boxer, man.
That's Tomas Adamek Jr. He looked just like Adamek, for real, or Adamek, or however you pronounce it. But like I said, man, Lucas Matisse overrated. Dave Lemieux ain't shit. Who else? I mean, for real, man. And everybody was on Matisse, and I ain't trying to bash him or nothing like that, but man, damn. Like, and people had the nerve to think that he could fucking compete with fucking Maidana. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah.
Fuck out of here. That should be over. He a small ass junior welterweight. And
this version of Madonna with Robert Garcia stops Lucas Matisse.
I mean, he might be able to beat him when Madonna come out of retirement now, and really, I mean, unless he fully dedicated, which is a shame, man, because I still think that Maidana got a lot of fucking boxing left in him. But
I do too. I
ain't mad at the man, man. You cashed out. You gave Floyd probably his toughest fight. You probably can say you won the first fight.
Ever.
You know, you probably say he won that fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I mean, shit, I don't blame you, man. Like when your body ain't reacting too well, or you just ain't in it, man. It's like football and fucking boxing and MMA shit like that. These ain't the sports to be halfway in it. You got to be either in it or out. Get your ass killed or hurt.
You gotta be fully committed. If his heart, that's why I say, like, even though I would love to see Matisse in the ring right now, because there's a couple of fights that I would love to see him in. A couple of fights I think, I would like to see him in. But if his heart is not in it, I commend him for stepping out of the ring, because if your heart ain't in it, then there's no need to do it, especially with the possibility of getting hurt.
Yeah, man. If your heart get back in it, we still waiting on you to come back, and we ready for you. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's why I respect Megatron for doing what he did, man, with the whole retiring and shit. I don't know if he fully did it, but I mean, shit, man, your body, man, aching. You got family, kids, man.
Mm-hmm. There's life after boxing, bro.
And there's life after everything, man. Shit, nobody want to keep getting hit and beat up every day, and that's why I hope Floyd stay retired for real.
I was discussing that today. A lot of people see Floyd coming out of retirement and this, that, and the third. I don't think Floyd's heart is in the sport anymore. I really don't. I'm not fully going to say like Floyd is not coming back. I'm not going to go that far and say Floyd is not coming back, because now that I think about it, there was something said by somebody about 2 years ago, and things have been kind of quiet on two fronts right now that got me questioning some shit. But we'll discuss that offline, because I don't want people to be talking or whatever, like, but it was something said that, and something brought up to my attention today that kind of got me thinking, like, wait a second, this making too much sense right now.
Well, we're about to go end this, and then we're gonna talk about this this out there. But hey, Smooth Cat checked out early. Shout out to our bros that couldn't make it, John JG, Mighty Mouse, Elton Mayweather, and shout out to the Nolans homie, the CBT brother, Tavares. Hey, it's Big Cool signing off. Like this video or like this hangout. Subscribe to the channel. Like Tavares' YouTube channel. Go and plug your channel in, bro.
Tavares Johnson, YouTube. Y'all hit me up, man. I just posted a video today talking about this Canelo Khan situation and why I dislike it. I'm not as active as I need to be. Don't get me wrong, but job, stuff like that. But feel free, hit me up on Facebook. Go do Jarrell, Mike. Let's talk boxing.
Yeah, like I said, like his video, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to this channel, leave your comments, good or bad. Thumb the video up if you feel you disagree. Thumb it down. We love all interaction and difference of opinions. Until next time, we out. Peace.